All right, Don, so the 24 hours at Daytona is just around the corner. Do you have any stories or memories about participating in that race?
Well, let me put it this way. I have lots of stories. Some of them I can tell. Some of them I can't. But anyway, the 24 hours, I was involved in that in a lot of different ways. Early on, I was working like a marketing guy would do nowadays, but I had Sears Roebuck and Company and the Die Hard Battery and Miller Brewing Company with the Lowenbrow Porsche. And over the years, there were quite a few stories. And then even back before that, there was Roger and Mark and a fellow by the name of Kirk White. Some people remember him. He was a high-end car guy that dealt a lot in Ferraris and Porsches and things like that. Well, Roger had a Ferrari that Mark and he were involved in. They took it 24 hours. They ran pretty good with that thing. I can't remember exactly where they finished, but I remember talking to the guys on the team afterwards, and unfortunately, on the way back from Daytona, they stopped to get something to eat. I think there was only two of them. They stopped to get something to eat because they hadn't slept, in hours and hours. And when they came out, someone had stolen the Ferrari off the back of the trailer. I don't know if it was ever recovered. But then after that, through the other involvements we had, I was pretty heavily involved with the Lowenbrow Porsche and Derek Bell, and that was something that my youngest daughter, Tricia, and she would always want to go with me to the 24 hours because she absolutely loved Derek Bell, and got to know him very well, and he was an interesting guy. Lots of all-nighters with that bunch, and then of course, as time went on, got involved again with Al Hobart, and Al was that's a guy I really liked. Al was a great road racer, and unfortunately he was killed in an airplane accident later in life, and but all of those nights, I can tell you, there was a lot of partying went on. Those people were serious partiers. And the people that were actually racing the cars could not be involved in that, obviously, but I remember all those nights waiting for the hours to tick by, and every time the car would come in, what would be wrong this time, It's a life all of its own. I used to really like to be involved in it. I never was an owner or a crew chief or anything like that, but the involvement was always there. And I know that the people that went to the 24 hours at Daytona died in the wool racing fans. I mean, they stayed up all night and cheered for their gang. So, yeah, there's a lot of good times were had by all, I'm afraid. And the technology it spiraled up for about 8 or 9 years there. I mean, it seemed like it almost doubled every year, What could be done? What could be done? What could be done? Take a look at that rule book. Let's look for another gray area. One of those things. So it was a great time, and even though I don't go anymore, I do pay attention. I do pay attention. Sometimes watch it way too many hours on the TV, but I'll be looking forward to seeing it start again this year.